I've always loved the BMW 5 Series, mainly due to the fact that it has always been the bigger version of the sporty BMW 3 Series. Nowadays though, it's more like a smaller version of the flagship 7 Series. That direction is clearly evident the moment you see the car's design. This G30 BMW 5 Series has a typical modern BMW aesthetic. Yung kanyang iconic kidney grille, flanked by adaptive LED headlights, and of course, yung kanyang Hofmeister kink and L-shaped LED taillights. It's not a groundbreaking design, pero we'll call it an elegant design anyway. Because this is the M Sport variant, medyo mas maangas yung kanyang itsura thanks to sportier front bumpers, 19-inch M Sport alloy wheels, side skirts, and the fake rear diffuser with twin exhaust pipes. Pati rin ang kanyang interior shares much more with the flagship 7 series than with the sportier 3 series. It's your typical BMW layout wherein yung controls are focused towards the driver. As expected, the interior is solidly built with plush materials all around. Even yung baba ng pintuan niya are finished in soft touch plastics. Dahil nga ito ang M Sport variant, the front seats have plenty of adjustment, including the aggressiveness of the side bolsters. Other M Sport specific interior trims include the door sill plates, aluminum hexagon trim, chunky sport steering wheel, and those sporty blue stitching details. Lahat ng functions ng BMW 5 Series are controlled through the iDrive infotainment system. This includes a 10.25-inch touchscreen, and of course, the rotary knob controller with an integrated touchpad. Sobrang swabe at dali gamitin ng BMW iDrive sa sobrang ganda ng kanyang layout and yung kanyang menu structure. Wala nga lang siyang Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but because the infotainment system is so easy to use, I'm willing to forgive the lack of smartphone integration features. I also must mention iDrive's gesture control system, which is more of a gimmick rather than something that's actually useful. In conjunction with iDrive is a 12.3-inch fully digital instrument cluster and the large color head-up display. Dumako naman tayo sa kanyang rear seat space, which is plentiful, and that's despite the center tunnel eating into foot space for the middle passenger. Malaki rin ang kanyang trunk space, which is at 520 liters. The BMW 5 Series is available with 3 engine choices. The 520i features a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine, which produces these numbers. Meanwhile, the 520d uses a 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine that produces these numbers. Lastly, the top-of-the-range 530d uses a 3-liter inline-6 turbo diesel engine, which produces these strong numbers. Whichever variant you choose gets an 8-speed automatic transmission. So out in the open road, the BMW 5 Series feels more like a mini 7 Series than being a bigger 3 Series. Now what I mean with that is, it's a lot more comfortable and a lot more refined than it used to be. Even at 100 kph or even at 120 actually. Ang sobrang tahimik niya, there's not a lot of road and wind noise entering through the cabin, and 120 with this car feels more like 60. It's really that quiet, sobrang tahimik niya talaga, it's really refined. Now, of course, being a BMW, you expect this car to have a sporty kind of character. And the BMW 5 Series delivers, sort of. Because with its rear-wheel drive platform and 50-50 perfect weight distribution, the chassis balance is sublime, as in talagang wherever you point this car will really change direction, and there's a lot of grip. And the chassis is so predictable, you're able to tell what's gonna happen to the car as you enter and exit to corner. You can tell it's gonna understeer or oversteer. The steering's responsive and really agile. It really makes the car feel a lot smaller than it is. Though, I did say it's sort of fun to drive because, well, while the steering is very responsive and eager to turn, there's not a lot in terms of feel, which is, you know, what you expect more from a BMW. But for most people, this would be perfectly fine for everyone else. The engine, the gearbox, perfect. They're really, really sublime. Now you have 3 engine choices across 4 variants. You have a 520i, you have the 520D luxury line, 520D M Sport, which we have here, and the 530D luxury line, which is the top of the range with an inline-6 3-liter turbo diesel engine. The 520D has a 2-liter inline-4 diesel engine, and if you try to mash the throttle from idle, there's a bit of turbo lag, but that's something that you expect. But while it's on the move, while the car's already moving, there's a lot of response and linearity from the engine. There's a lot of pull from the low to mid RPM ranges. And with the way the ZF8 with automatic is able to shift always to the correct gear when you overtake or when you're out on the open highway, the combination is really, really perfect. And if you do want to have a bit more fun, you can always put it into manual mode. Also, as you brake and enter a corner, the impressive part as well about this transmission is that it actually rev matches, which is what you would normally expect in a sports sedan. The BMW 5 Series starts at a little under 4 million pesos, and this gets the base 520i luxury line variant. This special Malaysian-made variant is generously equipped with stuff like the iDrive infotainment system, digital gauge cluster, brown leather interior, adaptive LED headlights, rear sunshades, and automated parking assist. Despite the lower price tag, it actually gets more features not found in the more expensive German-made variants, and this includes soft closing doors and rear climate control. Next is the 520D luxury line, which actually loses out on a few features from the 520i luxury line, such as the soft closing doors and rear sunshades. The 520D M Sport adds mostly a plethora of M Sport aesthetic upgrades, along with the Harman Kardon sound system and the color head-up display that's unique to this variant. Lastly, the 530D luxury line adds Napa leather interior, a slick 360-degree camera system, among other features. The new BMW 5 Series truly feels like a Stonken 7 Series nowadays. It's still a sporty mid-sized luxury sedan. It just so happens that the 5 Series is much bigger and comfort than ever before. It's a car that you would enjoy driving, yet at the same time, would also enjoy being driven in.